Steel is an alloy of iron and carbon with improved strength and fracture resistance compared with other forms of iron. Because of its high tensile strength and low cost, steel is one of the most commonly manufactured materials in the world. Steel is used in buildings as concrete reinforcing rods and bridges, infrastructure, tools, ships, trains, cars, bicycles, machines, electrical appliance, furniture, and weapons. Iron is always the main element in steel, but many other elements may be present or added. Stainless steels, which are resistant to corrosion and oxidation, typically are 11% chromium. Iron is the base metal of steel. Depending on the temperature, it can take two crystalline forms, allotropic forms: body-centered cubic and face-centered cubic. The interaction of the allotropes of iron with the alloying elements, primarily carbon, gives steel and cast iron their range of unique properties. In pure iron, the crystal structure has relatively little resistance to the iron atoms slipping past one another, and so pure iron is quite ductile or soft and easily formed. In steel, small amounts of carbon, other elements, and inclusions within the iron act as hardening agents that prevent the movement of dislocations. The carbon in typical steel alloys may contribute up to 2.14% of its weight. Varying the amount of carbon and many other alloying elements, as well as controlling their chemical and physical makeup in the final steel, either as solo elements or as precipitated phases, impedes the movement of the dislocations that make the pure iron ductile, and thus controls and enhances its qualities. These qualities include the hardness, quenching behavior, need for annealing, tempering behavior, yield strength, and tensile strength of the resulting steel. The increase in steel's strength compared to pure iron is possible only by reducing iron's ductility. Steel was produced in bloomery furnaces for thousands of years, but its large-scale industrial use began only after more efficient productions were devised in the 17th century, with the introduction of the blast furnace and production of crucible steel. This was followed by the Bessemer process in England in the mid-19th century, and then by the open hearth furnace. With the invention of the Bessemer process, a new era of mass-produced steel began. Mild steel replaced wrought iron. The German states were the major steel producers in Europe in the 19th century. American steel production was centered in Pittsburgh, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and Cleveland until the late 20th. Currently, world steel production is centered in China, which produced 54% of the world's steel in 2023. Further refinements in the process, such as basic oxygen steelmaking, BOS, largely replaced earlier methods by further lowering the cost of production and increasing the quality of the final product. Today, more than 1.6 billion tons of steel is produced annually. Modern steel is generally identified by various grades defined by the assorted standard organizations. The modern steel industry is one of the largest manufacturing industries in the world, but also one of the most energy and greenhouse gas emission-intense industries, contributing 8% of global emissions. However, steel is also very reusable. It is one of the world's most recycled materials, with a recycling rate of over 60% globally.